All right, will the market crash in 2022? I have no idea. But I was around in 2008, and there's maybe some lessons I learned there. Everyone these days is asking, prices are at an all-time high, inventory's super low, interest rates are really low, affordability is becoming a big problem in a lot of cities, especially here in Salt Lake. One of the last reports I saw was that 50% of the population could no longer afford the median house price in Salt Lake. So there are some real concerns, and people are asking me every day, like, well, what's going to happen? I don't have a crystal ball, but I was involved in 2008 when the market crashed, real estate prices tanked, and they tanked fairly quickly. And not only did they really tank, but it was also a huge blow psychologically to a lot of people because things were going up, everything was good, everybody was happy, everybody was making money. And then all of a sudden, it was like the real estate and financial worlds were on fire. So a couple things that I learned back then was, one, if possible, always have the resources available to finish the projects that you have on hand. I did not do that. I was always hoping to raise the next little bit of money for the next project, and I got caught in the middle and didn't have the resources or the ability to refinance stuff. And so I ended up having a foreclosure. I had 3 short sales, and it wasn't fun. Now, if I would have not had as many projects going on and only had projects that I had cash for, I would have been fine. Anybody that paid cash or had really good financing back in the crash and was able to ride it out, they are loving life right now because those values are back up. So where you're going to get hurt if and when the market slows down or crashes is if you don't have the resources, be it cash on hand or financing options available to hold your projects longer to ride it out. People with short-term projects, with short-term debt that's highly leveraged, that is where it's going to be painful. But there's always a silver lining, and to me it came back to mindset. I remember in 2008 when the market crashed, I'd had the foreclosure, my income went from being pretty good to basically nothing. For 2 years, I pretty much lost money. I mean, I made a little bit of money on commissions and stuff like that, but I lost a lot of money on deals that went south. And so that was a fairly dark time for me. I don't think I was mature enough or had the confidence to know what to do. So it took me a little bit of time, and it also took time talking with those people close to me. I remember having a conversation with my wife at the time, and I was like, hey, listen, I'm really worried. I think we, might go bankrupt. I think, we're already losing some investment properties to foreclosures and short sales. And I said, I don't know what's going to happen, but we may end up living in the Tahoe. And I was being a little dramatic. Like, we weren't close to really bankruptcy or anything like that, but it felt like it. And I remember her telling me, it was like, well, if we have to live in the Tahoe, that's fine. And it was that moment for me where the light clicked, and I'm like, oh, no one's going to come kill me. The world's not going to end. And that was really the moment for me after 4 or 5 months of just kind of darkness where I'm like, oh, if that's the worst case scenario, we're all still smiling. Life's good. And so then I started looking for opportunities and positive information and solutions instead of just focusing on the doom and gloom. So this would be my point. If and when the market crashes, one, hopefully we're prepared where we can handle it. We don't, lose our positions in deals, but hopefully we're also can have that mindset of, the sun will come up tomorrow. Instead of focusing on the bad, there's still going to be opportunities. There's still going to be abundance. The world will still keep moving. It's not going to end. And so look for those areas to win and recreate momentum. Because as soon as I started doing that, it's like the opportunities had been there. I just wasn't seeing them. So instead of going out looking for a new job or, looking to go get hired on somewhere, we just started buying houses again because they were super cheap. And so what was other people's destruction and despair, I just hadn't seen it because I was too focused on my own negativity that it was like, holy cow, these houses are really cheap. People looking for their first time home don't care if the stock market crashed because they didn't have any money in there anyway. They're still making enough money to afford a mortgage, and now they're even cheaper. So it was that the years after the crash, like in 2010, 2011, those were my best years ever up to that point, because we just dove in and started buying, first-time homeowner market homes. And there were so many of them because everyone was running away from real estate. We dove back in and we did really, really well. So to recap, mindset, be as prepared as you can. There's no crystal ball. Unless you're sitting on a pile of cash, you do have to be somewhat active because you need to still be making money. So there's risk involved in all of this, but be as calculated as you can. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Have a plan to finish your projects, you know, and don't always be hoping that those dollars will be there, because money will recoil when the psychology that things are going bad, because no one wants to lose money. So on those deals where it was really easy to raise, you know, $60,000 for the rehab, that may not be there. So what I would suggest is maybe getting all of that money available, put into an account so that it's there. So if things go south, you can write it out, finish your project, refinance it, but have that mindset that the sun will come up tomorrow and there's always going to be a good solution. There's always going to be a way out. You just got to have the positive mindset and abundance mindset and the willingness to look for it and then act on it to do it. So good luck. We'll catch you on the next one.